What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been probably a minute or two that I made my last video. It's been probably a few months. I forget when the last time I made my last video, but I'm back at it again. This time, continuation of what happened after the home time, and renting a vehicle and fixing the wife's Envoy, this and all that. After I got off of home time, I went back on the road, but with a different trainer. This time with a different trainer, different truck, different everything and all that. We just got back on the road, picked up a load in San Antonio, and we kept on driving. Yeah, we went all over the place. This time we just went balls to the wall pretty much, and we went traveling all over the country. Now, we didn't go up into the northeast part like Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, up in that area. The furthest east, we only went to about Georgia, Virginia's, and that's about as far north that we went on the East Coast. But we did go to places that I've never been before, like Michigan. We went up to Montana, went up to Washington, Oregon, and places like that. And we kept on running, all different places, all different sites. And some of the noteworthy things that had happened during our trip. First, there was a hurricane on the west coast that went up the Baja of California. We had to wait for that one. We also stopped at the at the terminal in Salt Lake City. Yeah, that was a pretty neat place. It's not like the terminal in where the mothership is at, in Springfield and all that. But we did stop at the terminal in Salt Lake City. Yeah, we stopped there a few times and, stayed there for a few days because we were coming through and we were, way ahead of schedule on a lot of things. Most of the runs that we had were solo runs that they were giving us. And being team drivers, we'd get them done within, a few days and still have a day or two, to just wait until it's ready to be delivered. Some of them we delivered, some loads we delivered a little bit early in some places. Others, like Walmart, that's a whole different story. Walmart, there's a certain set time that you got to deliver. They only give you like an hour window, and I'll get more into that here in just a second with Walmart and their craziness there. Yeah, and then we had the hurricane on the west coast that we had to wait for and all that. I went through a little bit of rain from it, heading to California because we were going from Salt Lake to California from there. And then we delivered there. California, I got to know real well. All the roads, like 10, 15, 80, 101, a whole bunch of different roads in California. I mean, we were crisscrossing California like you wouldn't believe, picking up loads and everything. And we just had a good old time. I don't mind California myself. A lot of people will say, California, it's so slow. We only do 55 miles an hour. And, well, yeah, you do 55, which is fine with me. I'll let everybody pass me. I'm 80,000 pounds. I'll let everybody pass me and all that. But the tricky part is, which, I think the longest that we stayed in California was a week. And that's because we got into California. We had to wait to deliver. When we finally delivered, we had to wait to pick up each of the loads. There's like 2 or 3 loads that we had to pick up for one run. And then by the time we got out of California, it was already, 4 days that we've been in California trying to drop and pick up everything. It was kind of slow in California, but it is what it is. I mean, we just take the loads like they were. We weren't too picky about it. We weren't complaining too much. Yeah, sometimes I rolled 60, on the road, and the highway patrol was running faster than me. So, it's like, just keep on rolling and, they won't bother you. So we had a good time in California. Got to see some sights and got to see some places. I mean, yeah, the roads are rough there. I mean, you see things that they talk about on the news, like homeless people and all bunch of different things. But up in the mountains, I mean, we did see a few, roadside brush fires and things of that nature. Nothing too major on that. We saw a few accidents also, but nothing, catastrophic or anything like that. And then from there, from California, we were running back and forth for a little bit between California and Florida. And we had that one instance where I think it's Hurricane Anelda was heading towards Florida and went through Florida, and we had to wait for that one also. Yeah, we had to wait for that hurricane as well to pass, and then we had to wait for them to clear the road. I-10, where we were coming across, it was blocked with all the debris and everything from the hurricane. So we had to wait for that at one instance. And then once we got there, we delivered our load and we picked up another load. And then we ran from Florida. One of the noteworthy events, we ran from Florida to Washington State. And that was a 3,000 mile run that we did in about, I don't know, 3 days, 2.5 days. Yeah, we weren't sitting around doing nothing. So we got a lot of that done. And then we were coming back. We went up and across and over to Iowa. And it was at nighttime. I was driving. One day, I was driving the whole day and then wound up into the evening. And it got rain, and then we had hail in Iowa, big hail in Iowa that we went through. And then I was driving. And then in the evening time, we were coming into Missouri out of Iowa, and it was just pouring rain. I mean, I could only do about 35 miles an hour with the truck because it's raining so bad. And so hard, and it was really windy. And when we stopped at the terminal, that's where we were heading to, I got a notification on my phone going through all the rain and wind and everything that there was a tornado warning in the area that I was going through. So yeah, that's one of the qualifications. Actually, was some of the qualifications. That's, in order to be a student on a trainer's truck, you have to go through a couple of hurricanes, a tornado, and everything like that to pass your training part of TNT portion. So after all that, we just were running back and forth across the country from different places, from Michigan to California to Colorado to Florida to Texas. I mean, we were just running back and forth. It wound up being by the time it was all said and done with all of my mileage from both trainers, it was around 78,000 miles. Yeah, and that kind of got to me a little bit too about being, that many miles. Their minimum is 50,000 miles. And, me personally, in my opinion, I think Prime should have a cutoff point. And I didn't have no accidents, and I didn't have no critical events either. That's the part that's, to me, is screwed up. I think Prime should have a cutoff point, like 60, 65,000 miles. That way they get you in and get you taken care of, and get you on your own truck, ASAP. So when it came down to it, there's a lot of things. Even the trainer said I was good, and he couldn't understand. We were coming into Missouri. We had picked up a load in Dalhart, and we dropped in Carthage, Missouri, and then we were heading towards Springfield. Then they wanted us to pick up a load in Joplin and head back to California when we were already in Missouri, getting close to me upgrading. And then they just turned around, and then when we started making a big deal about, actually the trainer, he started making a big deal about it with the fleet manager. Fleet manager goes, oh, he can upgrade in Salt Lake City. Yeah. So that's how that went. I was supposed to upgrade in Salt Lake City, and after 78,000 miles, which I think was not the best choice because of everything there. I wasn't familiar with Salt Lake City in the area like I am with Springfield and the bigger terminal there. I would have rather upgraded in Springfield myself, and there was a lot of other things going on too. It just didn't seem right, going so many miles and then upgrading at a different terminal than what I'm originally out of. So I think they should have it in their policy somewhere where there's a cutoff line, as well as if that's where you had PSD training, that's where you do your upgrade as well. It shouldn't be flip-flopping back and forth and all that. There's a lot of different things too that I found out that that Prime is, dropping the ball on as well. But anyways, after that, I just pretty much told him, I'm pretty much done. I have, things to do at the house. I wasn't happy. I didn't tell him that I wasn't happy, but I just told him, I just need to resign and take off from Prime. I might make another video here soon about what all is taking place at home as well. Some of y'all may have already known what has happened, and I might get into another video before the end of the year on that part to explain a little bit more. But yeah, that's what all happened with me and TNT training and my departure from Prime, or my exit from Prime, I guess you could say. So I am not driving a truck right now. I still got my license. I got people kind of sort of reaching out to me to want me to drive for them, but they haven't reached out. They haven't. I gave them all my information, but they haven't gotten back to me. Go figure. Oh, and then on top of that, with my first paycheck, Prime was like, oh, they send me an email stating how much I owe them and all that. So I think, in my opinion, I could have made, like, after 60,000 miles and upgrading and everything, between the 60,000 and the 77,000 miles, I could have been on a truck and making more money, more than I would be with a trainer. So I feel like I lost out on some money, and I think that Prime owes me some money for that loss. So I think it's a wash. I don't think I should have to owe them any money. I think they owe me some money, so I think it's a wash, and I don't think they should have really, tell me that I owe them for for not staying with them for a year, because I lost out on 18,000, 17,000 miles of money. Even if I go solo at 48 cents a mile, I'm just going the least amount on numbers off the top of my head, it would still be a wash, and they may even owe me some money. So I consider it as me losing money in the 18,000 miles that I was with the trainer myself. But that's just my opinion. Let me know down in the comments what you think, if I'm right, if I'm wrong, if I should still pay Prime, or should they reimburse me for the money that I lost, where I could have been going solo, at 48 cents a mile minimum. I could have went lease and could have gotten a whole hell of a lot more money also in 17,000, 18,000 miles, and could have been out there making a whole lot more, in my opinion, instead of being on a trainer's truck, more than I should have been. But it is what it is. If they keep pushing the issue, I'm going to fight it. And there may be some stuff I may have to have them, or they may have to rewrite the books, or rewrite some policies or something by the time it's all said and done. We'll see what happens. Let me know down in the comments what y'all think. Like I said, I may have another video coming out before the end of the year, and we'll go from there, because I got some other things that I'm working on for the new year. That's right. Going back to kind of sort of what I was doing, but not totally what I was doing, but doing something different, and probably a lot more videos on YouTube as well. Hope everybody is well. Hope everybody is safe. I appreciate everybody that's watching. Leave me some comments down below as well. Hit the like button. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. And hope everybody is having a great day. And we'll see y'all on the next video.